Hey, Homespot fam! Ready for a tiny space transformation with massive heart? Today we're giving a small front garden a rustic vintage makeover. Think lavender borders, reclaimed brick, and cottage textures that whisper welcome home. I'm thrilled you're here. Stick with me as we blend old-world charm with smart, space-saving landscaping that anyone can pull off. Let's step through the gate and start crafting curb appeal that feels timeless and personal. A small front garden can feel like a warm handshake. Imagine a lavender drift guiding guests to your door, dotted with blush climbing roses. Bees hover, fragrance lingers, and weathered stone edging frames everything. It's timeless romance, easy to maintain, and irresistibly welcoming. Keep the palette soft and consistent so the space reads as one calm moment. Mix silvery foliage with pastel blooms and let plants spill slightly over paths. Even on busy days, this entry whispers slow living, pause, breathe, arrive before you step inside your home. Give your entrance clarity with a slim Pea-Gravel ribbon edged in reclaimed brick. The crunchy sound underfoot feels nostalgic, while the narrow footprint saves space. Terracotta pots punctuate corners, and a simple planting scheme keeps everything charming, practical, and wonderfully vintage. Gravel absorbs rain and softens the look of hardscape in tiny gardens. Let a few self-seeders colonize the joints for character. The path naturally leads eyes and feet to the door, turning a small frontage into a purposeful journey with personality at every step. A low white picket fence and gate instantly create a storybook threshold. Train a small climber over the posts and pair cobbles with cottage perennials inside. From the street, it reads friendly and nostalgic. Up close, it feels intimate, handmade, and full of charm. Keep lines low to preserve openness and light. The gate's gentle click becomes part of daily ritual, coming home, leaving again. Even in tight spaces, this frame elevates ordinary plantings, turning a simple frontage into a picture you can walk through every single day. A repurposed whiskey barrel becomes a bubbling fountain, adding soft sound and vintage soul. Surround it with mossy stones, ferns, and hostas, so the water feels tucked into nature. The porch backdrop completes a small, soothing vignette that invites neighbors to linger and smile. Water features don't need grand scale to feel luxurious. In a compact garden, gentleness wins, quiet burbles, leafy textures, and dappled shade. The barrel's patina tells a story, and the rhythm of water resets the mood before anyone reaches the welcome mat. Galvanized stock tanks deliver instant farmhouse style without hogging space. Cluster 2 or 3 by the porch steps, mixing herbs with heirloom roses and a chip paint bench. Their metal sheen contrasts beautifully with foliage, and the raised height makes tending both comfortable and tidy. These planters are durable, portable, and season-proof. Add simple gravel beneath to keep things neat, then underplant with low spillers to soften edges. A restrained color story, sage greens, dusty pinks, muted whites, keeps the composition calm, rustic, and camera-ready through changing weather. Patchwork pathways feel wonderfully lived in. Combine reclaimed stone and brick as irregular steppers, setting gravel to breathe and drain. Moss softens joints, and the collage effect brings playful texture to a small frontage, turning every step toward the door into a discovery. Because the surface is permeable, rain disappears gracefully and weeds are easier to manage. The mixed materials echo history, like a path built over time. Pair with relaxed plantings and one strong focal point near the entrance so the eye knows exactly where to land. Low wattle hurdles of willow or hazel give beds a gentle, old-world border. They corral flowers and herbs without feeling rigid, and their hand-woven lines add warmth. In a tiny front garden, this subtle structure elevates texture, celebrates craft, and keeps paths comfortably clear. Blend vegetables and blooms for a practical cottage mix behind the hurdles. An old watering can, earthen paths, and soft seed heads complete the look. The result is humble yet intentional, perfect for homes that want a friendly face and a hint of history at the curb. A slender wooden arbor paints the sky with a romantic frame. Let a climbing rose or clematis weave through and arch above the path, catching light at dusk. The threshold becomes a moment, scent, shadow, anticipation, inviting guests to slow down as they approach your door. Keep the structure delicate to suit small footprints. Underfoot, add flagstone or brick to anchor the scene, and tuck lanterns nearby for evening glow. With blooms overhead and texture below, the tiniest frontage suddenly feels ceremonial, like stepping through a vintage postcard. Nothing delivers instant charm like generous window boxes. Plant ivy geraniums to cascade, then layer scented pelargoniums and small fillers for movement. From the street, the facade gains color and life. From inside, every glance out the window becomes a cheerful, flower-framed view. Matchbox finishes to the house, natural wood, muted paint, or iron brackets. Keep compositions repeated across windows for cohesion. Even if ground space is scarce, this vertical flourish adds seasonal joy, perfumed breezes, and a vintage rhythm to your daily open and close routine. Trade one downpipe for a rain chain that sings softly in showers. Water tumbles into a stone bowl or small barrel set among river pebbles, adding sculpture and function. On gray days, the garden still performs movement, sparkle, and a little ceremony every time clouds gather. This feature respects water and turns it into theater. Moss and low ferns love the occasional splash, while the chain's patina grows prettier with time. In tiny spaces, purposeful details like this carry the mood, proving sustainability can be quietly beautiful on the smallest stage. A weathered wooden ladder becomes sculpture and support. Stand it securely and let sweet peas or mini gourds climb, threading color and scent through the rungs. Terracotta pots clustered at the base complete the story, proving vertical interest can be simple, frugal, and poetic. The ladder's patina anchors the rustic tone, especially against clapboard or brick. Plant light climbers so the silhouette stays airy, and let seasonal changes refresh the scene. In a tiny garden, this swift vertical move frees ground space while gifting the eye a memorable accent. Short log rounds line a bed with cozy, woodland character. Beetles, moss, and tiny fungi move in, enriching the microhabitat while framing wildflower drifts. The path stays defined, yet the border feels gentle and natural, perfect for small gardens embracing rustic beauty and biodiversity. Over time, the wood silvers and textures deepen, blending into the planting. Keep the palette simple: grasses, daisies, foxgloves, so movement and light do the work. This is low-cost, sustainable edging that gives back, transforming a plain curb into a tiny, thriving ecosystem. An outdoor-safe mirror on the fence doubles light and views, creating the illusion of depth in the smallest frontage. Trailing ivy frames the glass, and an arched shape whispers vintage conservatory. The reflection catches flowers and sky, turning a simple boundary into a gentle surprise. Place the mirror to reflect beauty, not clutter, and angle slightly to avoid glare. Surround with shade lovers for a cool, calm vignette. In tight urban plots, this theatrical touch expands mood as much as space, an old-world flourish with very modern magic. A narrow strip of cobbles or brick between lawn and beds cleans the edge and feels historic. The line guides the eye, keeps grass in check, and makes maintenance easy. Pair with clipped boxwood and soft perennials so structure and romance sit happily side by side. Because the detail is modest, it suits tiny gardens without stealing attention. The texture photographs beautifully in any weather, and that crisp boundary lets plantings look fuller and tidier. It's a quiet upgrade with big impact, practical, durable, and steeped in classic curb appeal. Turn a reclaimed pallet into a vertical herb wall. Pockets brim with thyme, oregano, and strawberries, labeled with twine tags. The fragrance greets visitors before the doorbell, and the footprint stays slim. In small gardens, this living pantry adds flavor, texture, and joyful abundance. Keep the tones muted and natural so the piece feels like it belongs to the house. Let a few trails spill over edges for softness and refresh plants seasonally. The result is productive yet pretty, a rustic accent that earns its keep every time you cook. If your mailbox sits street side, turn it into a tiny stage. Surround the post with cottage perennials or add a small planter bracket. The stop for letters becomes a stop for smiles, setting a vintage tone for the whole frontage before anyone reaches the path. Choose hardy, long-blooming companions so the display stays cheerful. Echo colors from the door or shutters for cohesion. This micro-garden is small, but it announces personality and care, proof that curb appeal lives in details, and that welcoming moments can start at the very edge. Run a narrow ribbon of catmint, salvia, and lavender along the path. Butterflies and bees animate the scene, and soft movement turns a tight frontage into living theater. The palette stays cool and soothing, while the rhythm of repeats keeps everything elegant and easy to read. Plant in drifts for unity, edge with gravel to stay tidy, and let a few seed heads stand through seasons for texture. The walkway becomes a gently perfumed corridor, guiding guests to the door with color, hum, and breeze, rustic romance that's wonderfully practical for small spaces. What a glow-up! From Pea-Gravel paths and weathered brick edges to climbing roses, galvanized planters, and cozy seating, we proved small spaces can deliver big, romantic character. If today's rustic vintage makeover sparked ideas for your own front yard, tap like, hit subscribe, and drop a comment with your favorite detail. Your support helps Homespot grow, and I'd love to hear what makeover we should tackle next.